What? Just make a tweet longer. Why? Why? Just do the tweet. Do the tweet. Do the thing. Where you just type just type out an essay. Just type out an essay and then take a picture of it with your phone and then upload the picture. Just anything but this. Okay. All right. In the past 24 hours, a lot of folks have read my concerns about how CHAPO-style class reductionist approach primes their audience for recruitment from white supremacists. A lot of folks have been like, what the fuck, how? So y'all, let's talk about how, let's talk about Occupy. The CHAPO people aren't class reductionist. I think that Amber has said some pretty cringy shit, but I'm pretty sure the CHAPO folks are pretty aware. Listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure the CHAPO folks are aware of the fact that class efforts on their own are not enough to liberate oppressed minorities, and that you also need an intersectional approach. I'm pretty sure I've specifically heard them talk about the importance of intersectionality before. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've only watched, listened to a few, like the past 20 or 30. I guess that's not a few. But I've only, in their electoral season, watched their stuff. There were a lot of new folks up in my tweets today, so let me start by introducing myself. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. Yep, we're putting our CV to begin with. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. It took 10 tweets, but we summed up her life story. Okay? I don't make 160K a month. Okay, this to me is this to me screams bad faith to begin with, okay? This screams bad faith to me. We get it. Everyone knows the CHAPO boys make a fuckload of money, okay? We get it. They make a lot of money. They're very successful. That's not a fucking argument against them, okay? It's just a bunch of $5 Patreon or subscribers, okay? They don't have any fucking dark super PAC money. They aren't part of the bourgeoisie. They run a successful podcast. The cynicism behind like attacking them on their income, which is something I've experienced as well, though I'm nowhere near as well off as they are, is like it's I'm sorry folks, it's not an argument. Can we get to what the fucking point is? Men should have a husband, get left a lot, anti-racist organizing. There is a concept called the urgency of white supremacy. What it means is that in spaces, even in especially spaces that aim to deal with justice, there is always an emergency that we need to resolve before we talk about our internal racism. Okay, I guess. Sometimes it's a good emergency. Sometimes it's a bad emergency. Sometimes it's a bullshit emergency. There's always some emergency, though. Okay, so sometimes people don't like to address racism in internal spaces. Cool. Okay, cool. Okay, holy shit, dude. Why not just write a fucking Medium article? The CHAPO stands here intersectional, and they think neoliberal idpol, aka class versus identity politics. I don't see this. See, this is one of the things that bothers me about this discourse. There's nothing empirical about it. I get subjected to this too. Ah, well, Vosh is bad because he's a grifter and he just brings over the worst people to the left. His community is full of shitlords. Which, apart from being wildly inaccurate, is an unsubstantiated and largely insubstantiable claim. And that's what I'm seeing here too. Where's the polling exactly on the general ideological tendencies of CHAPO fans? You know? If CHAPO themselves promote intersectionality, which I am pretty sure they do, or have had heard them do, though admittedly they don't talk about it as much as they could, why would their fan base not feel the same way? So like, I don't even know what the basis is from this argument. Now, the CHAPO troll crowd. See, get it? We're poisoning the well to begin with. We're 23 tweets in, and no argument has been made. I don't even have, like, a strong case to make here. If there are problems with CHAPO Trap House, sure, lay it out. I don't give a fuck. I don't, like, stand them or anything. I think they're funny, you know. But this is just like somebody's fucking feelings. Intersectionality is about addressing the complicated intersections of identity. Wow, is that where the name come from? Now, the CHAPO troll crowd really thinks the new hip left going places no one has ever gone before, and, oh my good buds, y'all aren't the new frontier, you're a blast from the past, you're just bigger. This is, oh my god, this is it! This is the pinnacle! This is the pinnacle of condescending, obnoxious Wokescoldy language right here. Y'all ain't the new frontier, honey. Y'all are a blast from the past. And sweetie, you're just bigger assholes about it. Shut the fuck up. You haven't made an argument yet. There's no evidence here. There's no art. It's just a fucking tweet thread. It just feels. See, the DSA and Jacobin Click didn't start with you or with Bernie. No shit. They've been in the wings yearning for yield days of class reductionism since women in POC started making inroads. Why are we assigning this to them? I'm online quite a bit. I don't see this huge contingent of class reductionist white dude CHAPO fans. I think CHAPO's fan base is pretty diverse, you know? I don't think that CHAPO espouses class reductionist rhetoric. Listen how preachy this is. Women in POC have been fighting that snide shit and winning space, getting punished, winning space, getting punished since before you were born. We were getting punished for winning justice and demanding to be heard long before Marx was a twinkle in his daddy's eye. What are you grandstanding about? Yeah, we get it. No shit, the struggle is eternal. Anybody who believes in a Marxian interpretation of history has to believe by definition that this struggle has been going on for like ever, you know? What do you think, like the Marxist economic position is one in which all identity oriented struggle began in the 1960s? No. Anyone who is a fan of CHAPO would already know this, so I don't know why we're repeating it in this incredibly obnoxious soapboxy way. And here's where Occupy comes in, because I cannot think of a better object lesson in the dangers of giving quarter to the kind of white men that show up on third base with no creds, grab the mic, and then steal home and demand a victory party. The fuck are we talking about? What concern with was there with Occupy? Yeah, Occupy white people show up to a Philly GA at 6 p.m. during peak Occupy fever, and yeah, 100%. White is Wonder Bread and male is boycotting Gillette. Why do we type like this? White is Wonder Bread and male and boycotting Gillette. This reads like a fucking like satire. Showing up at 12 p.m. when folks were laboring invisibly, pretty different story. The kitchen, mostly women and black folks. The finances, holy shit, we fucking get it, dude. White men are always going to be at the forefront of social movements in a patriarchal fucking white supremacist society. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We get it. Why does this need this to... government liaisons, mostly women. Legal team, majority women. Nobody is impugning this. I have not seen any CHAPO fans standing around with their arms crossed going like, well, you know, femoid. It was men, after all, who did all the good at Occupy. What the fuck do you mean? Philly, at least. White boys who jumped up on stage grabbing mics day one. There are no examples being provided here, are they? This is just going to be tweet after tweet of somebody like exercising their fucking minor in English literature to type out in as pretentious a way as possible their grievances with the predominance of like white men in modern social movements. Wait, why do we keep saying Wattpad? Did I misspeak something, or what are we looking at? The entire thread is a very long anecdote. Yeah, probably. Who the fuck is this person anyway? Same number of Twitter followers as me, a rival. Organizer and consultant combating what radical white supremacy. She, her banner. I like the banner. Banner's cool. I'm here for the banner. Chapo listeners truly are the Tool fans of the left. They're a Bernie fan. Fuck the dirtbaggers. I'm not going to be misogynized out of the movement I helped build. This is exactly what I mean, dude. Where's the I can't believe I'm doing this, dude. Where is the bicycle falling down meme? You know, when the person's bicycling and then they grab a stick and put it in their own spokes. There's nothing more obnoxious, preachy, and ostracizing than people with good intentions standing on top of a soapbox screaming about how nobody else is going to keep them down when nobody is like standing around them attempting to keep them down. I don't know if this person like had a really bad argument like with a CHAPO, like shitty CHAPO fan immediately before this unbelievable tweet thread was unleashed on the world as a contagion. I don't know if like they've had super bad experiences, but given the fact that they aren't actually providing any specific events to base this off of, like if like for example, if they had like a clip from Chapo where Menaker, or I don't know, where Virgil Texas is like or no, I can do Menaker's voice a little better, I think. You know, people say like a lot of stupid bullshit about like feminism or whatever, but this isn't Menaker's voice at all. But honestly, like if you're wasting your time with that shit, you need to stuff that back into your pants. Because we all know the real movement of emancipation is one of class emancipation. And if you're doing anything else, sweetie, you're wasting your time. Honestly, all women have really ever helped with regards to building a socialist state is tending to the men who have, done the real work. Like, or something like that. You know, I don't know. Pretend that was like one of their voices. If we had a clip, like a clip of that, then I could listen to the clip and go like, oh, wow, that actually is really bad. It doesn't even have to be that extreme for me to denounce it. I was, playing it up a little bit. Or maybe an example of like a series of tweets where they are denouncing intersectionality as a concept. But there is none of that. It's just grandstanding. So, wait. Wait. I remember the day I finally fucking lost it with crystal clarity. This one white dude facilitator, who I knew from college, knew SDS organizing days, and who definitely did not have ignorance as an excuse, was receiving his fans as I broke down the evening GA audio setup. This was a weekend. I was an established, respected community organizer. I'd been hauling this heavy shit every day without complaint. I tapped this dude in the shoulder. I'm like, hey, excuse me, can you keep an eye on the amplifier while I deal with the speakers? Dude turns to me, gives me this absolute death stare of contempt, and is like, I'm in the middle of a conversation. Turns his back on me. Wait, that's it? A dude gave you a look and then said, I'm in the middle of a Wow, damn, dude. A guy was rude to you? Wow. Holy shit. Oh my god. Damn. This is like the woke version of the left got a little bit too PC, so I changed all my positions. He was using her gear beforehand. Okay, so what? I don't care. So he was rude? This isn't even a class, race, or gender-based interaction. It was just a rude guy. What? This is literally the woke equivalent of the left got too PC, so I changed all my opinions on the healthcare, the economy, racial politics, and gender, parity. And now I'm a white nationalist. This is the absolute equivalent of that, just from the opposite direction. You know what? I lied. I didn't lose it right then. I should have, but I didn't. Yeah, this lady's like, damn, if only I was virtuous enough to start screaming because this person was like rude to me. What the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit, dude. The committee chair lost his shit. Keep in mind, you pen. Wait, oh, here we go. He tells me I don't understand finance, so I call the accountant on my personal smartphone, very exciting 2011, and hand it to him. This isn't 2011. This is 9 years ago. What's taking place right now? Half an hour later, I see him wandering around. Where's my phone, I ask. He shrugs and points to the busiest intersection in Center City, by the part of the encampment area known for hard drug use. This is like 9 p.m. at night, by the way. I head over, and somehow, by the grace of God, there's the phone that cost me half my monthly salary sitting unattended at a low wall by the sidewalk. He'd left it there to get stolen. This is one of the milder acts of aggression this fucker committed at Occupy, where he held his position of finance co-chair until the money ran out and jetted to California. So he's just a rude asshole 9 years ago? I'm not saying this guy isn't an asshole, but what the fuck does that have to do with this? These aren't even gendered interactions. I mean, you could argue that any patronizing or malicious behavior from a male superior to a female inferior is coded by misogyny, and that probably is, like, true to an extent. What the fuck does this have to do with CHAPO? Wasn't a thing for 5 years. People are rude to me all the time. Everyone is rude to everyone. What the fuck does it mean? When one communist org sold 25-cent buttons to the table, he complained he was taking away from the sales of the official Occupy Philly t-shirts and complained to the GA. Okay, so this is just one guy who's an asshole. Yes, he's an asshole. The finance guy was bad. Finance guy later took a houseless veteran comrade drinking buddy of mine aside and offered him money to lure me into an alley and beat the shit out of me? What does this have to do with CHAPO? So you just had like a psychotic asshole superior? What the fuck are you going on about? Why? This is, I've said this before, dude. I've said this before. Get fucking therapy. Get fucking therapy, dude. Stop inflicting your fucking bullshit trauma, neurotic, vengeful spite on the political scene because you had shitty experiences, okay? And it's always women too. I know that men do this as well, but every time I fucking read it on Twitter, it's always my dad beat me and he was loud. That's why I should, Bernie's loud. Bernie beats women. Or some like, I bet you wish you had as good experience with men as Bernie. For me, all men are mean to me. Bernie's a man. I'm voting Warren. Like, there's a, like, fucking get therapy. Please. I'm telling you, this whole thread is damage control from her explicitly accusing CHAPO and or their audience of being about to break Nazbol. Dude, it was Unhinged. Demon Mama, I want a fucking screenshot of that. If you can give me a link of that, please. Here we go. Absolutely. My sympathy is working overtime right now, let me tell you. Like, okay, so this finance dude, I don't know what this, like, the finance guy took a homeless friend of mine and offered to give my friend money to beat the shit out of me. This sounds made up to me. Like, this is too fantastical. So the finance guy didn't like you, so he openly threatened, so he took your friend and offered to give them money to assault you. Okay, I'm sure. I mean, I guess it's possible that happened. Just like, all right. We're entering a phase I'll gently call men fucking everyone else over. Remember when like 2 minutes ago I was talking about how white feminism actually does kind of entail a degree of man-hating because these people essentialize the interactions between men and women to an incredibly pernicious extent? Oh, here we go. Y'all. Y'all, the dirtbag left already flirts with Strasserism. See Chapo's podcast friends, Amy's Red Blondes Alliance bullshit. You really think Nosballs aren't salivating, waiting for the moment when the privileged white bros shrug and say fuck it? Well, considering the fact that like 2 of the 3 main boys on Chapo are Jews, I don't know if they're that willing to pair up with Nosballs. Nah, I don't think the dirtbag left flirts with Strasserism. When I watch a Chapo podcast and they occasionally make like edgy jokes about what do they even make edgy jokes about? Sometimes they say like retard, I guess. I don't even know. They're not even that edgy. I've seen way edgier than Chapo. That's flirting with Strasserism? This is what it looks like when politics is all aesthetics to you. When your worldview and your political analysis is so colored by your personal bias and by your trauma and your unwillingness to go to fucking therapy over it, that you see dudes who are like mildly edgy while advocating relentlessly for intersectional leftist politics, and you think that they're flirting with Strasserism. Yeah, I am significantly edgier than Chapo, and you know what? I get the same fucking criticisms, because to these dumb bitches, Strasserism means anytime you relentlessly advocate for everything, you know, that would, like, pro-minority, but very, very occasionally you get irreverent and make, like, a derogatory joke, you know? Like, the degree of privilege on display here is fucking astonishing to me. I don't know what kind of, like, degenerate, lifestyle of unbound hedonism one would have to experience to believe that there is even a fucking tangential relationship between the dirtbag left and Strasserism. Unless by the dirtbag left you mean, like, stupid pole. But when I don't think anyone refers to stupid pole as dirtbag left. I think they're just referred to as class reductionists or like the reactionary left, or just, you know, Nosballs, because a lot of people in stupid bull are Nosballs. Now, if you wanted to make these arguments about Cumtown, I would be willing to hear that. A lot of Cumtown's jokes are just bigoted, you know? As funny as they can be sometimes, a lot of Cumtown's jokes are just bigoted. And the fact that the Chapo guys have sometimes not done a good job of criticizing that from the Cum Bros, I think that's an issue. This is not Strasserism. This is not Strasserism. That's not what Strasserism means. Every tweet out of this person is an excuse to complain about white bros. If you think privileged white bros who came to dirtbag leftism have any real ideals other than I want an excuse to say edgy, racist, misogynist shit and get my college debt purged, you're oblivious to the training wheels they're wearing and the hill they're rolling down. The hill they're rolling down? What the fuck, dude? This is some serious, like, enemy of the left shit. Like, oh, an edgy, haha, I'm an edgy leftist. Don't you see? This is only step 1. Step 1, you're listening to Will Menaker talk about how we need to support Bernie Sanders because he's the candidate that can unite our disparate minority population and bring together our country into a unified mass of liberated, individuals who address the plurality of gender, racial, and class issues that plague us. And then, before you know it, you're advocating for a white ethno state. Fucking wild, dude. Crazy how that happens. People like this, and this is what I'll just end this and we'll go back to the fucking Twitter thread. People like this don't understand politics. They don't. And the fact that this person is touting themselves as some sort of goddess of political, like, advocacy who fights Nazis, but then are unironically saying that the dirtbag left is like a pipeline to Nazism is disgusting to me. This person should not be, in any way, shape, or form responsible for de-radicalization of Nazis, because they clearly don't know what they are. They do on-the-ground organizing. They shouldn't be. Somebody like this shouldn't be doing on-the-ground organizing because they don't understand what drives people politically, why people are what they are or what they believe, and what leads people down what roads. Doing on-the-ground organizing necessitates a knowledge of all three. But you know what? We can look here. Okay. See, the thing about everything they say is an excuse to shit on white dudes. See, the thing about white dudes showing up at their first moment is they tend to be absolutely completely oblivious to the fact that, 1, it's a moment, not the revolution, and 2, they're showing up to the party, it isn't their house and they aren't hosting, and 3, the women in the POC are not here to bask in their hot political theory takes, mate dinner, clean up the messes. This is so fucking pretentious, dude. Jesus Christ. See, the thing men don't understand is when you come here, you don't write the rules, bucko. You're not in charge, hot pants. Major yikes. You should really recognize that that's not a good look. What is a good look is recognizing what all the woman X and POC queer folk did to build the movement that you currently are occupying, you colonial piece of shit. Like, we get it, dude. Yeah, there are a lot of fucking weird white dudes with a lot of unchecked privilege on the left. No fucking shit. This isn't a hot take, okay? Framing it in this way feels like you're masking prejudice against white men. It really does. This just feels like protracted, flowery purple prose designed to express antagonism. It's also not novel. It also doesn't convey any real information. We're not learning anything from this. What, do you think there are people like who come to this thread who thought that like white men did everything in Occupy, and then this lady's here in 2,000 tweets to explain how actually white men didn't do everything in Occupy, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's true. Ooh, wow, incredible. This is not how you address nor combat any prevalence of misogyny or like racial supremacy in the left. This is all just anecdotes, right? We're still looking at anecdotes. 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 Oh, here we go. Wait. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Drama. That, comrades, was the moment I lost my shit. Not at him, not loudly or aggressively, just in general. That was the moment I realized that as a woman, I could name violence against me again and again, and maybe the left would maybe empathize to my face. What does that mean? 29 tweets in, you're getting a little sloppy here. The minute I named my pain, though, the minute I called out those who enabled it, the moment I asked for accountability, the moment I started complaining accountability measures didn't exist, drama. Woman's drama. See? That's the sneaky trick. Super sneaky. Because now, anytime you accuse her of being an obnoxious blowhard who isn't revealing anything of note and is using her personal experiences as a drag against an incredibly influential, popular, and effective community of left-leaning people, now anytime you do that, you're participating in the misogyny, you see. To accuse somebody who would type out 140 tweets complaining and anecdote analyzing of being dramatic is now an accompaniment to the misogyny this person has experienced. My disagreeing with her here, I imagine she would say, is an act of violence against her, and one which is expressed through misogyny. And yeah, I just lost it. I started naming it because fuck them. I'd put in more work than most of them by orders of magnitude. The white boy heroes didn't own this. The white boy heroes didn't make this. They showed up on third base, stole home, and demanded a party. I honestly, like, the way this person is circle jerking over, like, how little white men do and how much destruction they cause within the left makes me want to, like, unironically stan. Like, I know it's kind of cringy, but I want to say, like, no, I'm pretty sure white dudes actually do contribute a lot to the left. And while there are a lot of obnoxious white dudes out there, this broad denunciation of them as a demographic is super fucking reactionary. This is reactionary rhetoric, guys. This is not intersectional elevation of the personal, like, whoa, this person has experienced. This is just an expression of antipathy and antagonism towards white men, framed largely through this person's phenomenal level of you know, the enormous chip on this person's shoulder. All right, are we? As it turns out, when you're a woman and you name your experience, when you're a woman and you name your experience of sexual assault by another Bernie delegate while Hillary's trying to run on a Yay Women platform, those mechanics vanish pretty much into thin air unless you scream, or mechanisms, unless you scream like holy hell. What, the mechanisms for getting like a shitty, like party chair booted? So this is just one person abusing their power and being a piece of shit, and that's the entire basis. My point is this, 89 tweets in. Whether it's occupiers or Nazis or misogynists or rapists or podcasters who just happen to be very popular with my most eager to educate me reply guys, white dudes always have an emergency to protect them and give them color for retaliation. Yeah, there are tons of people who have blinders to bias. White women also have blinders to race issues. Non-white men also have blinders to like gender issues. It's intersectional, and it's very unintersectional to specifically in every tweet, you know, reinforce the apparent, you know, moral failings of white men specifically. Oh my god. Oh, the alt-right. See, it's this really weird thing on the left. It's the weird thing on the left we really don't talk about publicly because it's really fucking embarrassing that we Skillshared with a bunch of these people and they fucked off and then they founded the Daily Stormer and then they organized Unite the Right. Can I get a fact check on this? Weave of Daily Stormer was an occupier. Jason Kessler, organizer of Unite the Right, was back to Occupy. Occupy wasn't a specifically leftist movement. It was a populist movement against the wealthy. You do realize that most Nazi groups are also rabidly anti-capitalist, right? Because they think the Jews are the ones responsible. Wait. Wait. Occupy wasn't centrally organized. It didn't have like a strong central organization. That's one of the reasons why its messaging was so off focus. What is the point being made here? That because there were leftists and also non-leftists in Occupy, that the leftists are responsible for the non-leftists going off and forming populist like Nazi groups? What the fuck are you talking about? This doesn't follow at all. That was the entire point? Anyone could have gone to Occupy. You do realize Nazis buy into the 99% 1% rhetoric, right? It's not because they believe in economic justice. It's because they think the Jews are robbing us of our wealth and culture. But they are nonetheless not themselves tremendous fans of the economic elite. They don't do it for the right reasons, and they're wrong to do it for the reasons that they do. I'm not saying that they're misguided but doing a good thing here. However, this is not the left's fault. Can I get like a fucking fact check on this? Like, can somebody point out to me that like Weave and Jason Kessler were like black ops trained by an elite core of leftist rhetoricians and organizers who, because they were white men, were completely blind to Weave and Jason Kessler's constant advocacy for a white ethno-state? What are we talking about? Fuck this person. There's no relationship here. This doesn't follow. Yeah, Occupy was a huge mess. Not all the people at Occupy are leftists. Yeah, 4chan was huge on Occupy, Faux Autumn. That's an excellent point. Even back then, 4chan was huge on Occupy Wall Street. You think all those people were fucking leftists? Oh yeah, Weave is absolutely a grifter. There's no denying that, Mythaldu, though I didn't know you knew them personally. Now you're a Nazi. You. Well, some of the dirtbag left is the latest version of this infection. All right. The Amy Teresa's pitching red-brown alliances, the Crypto Strasserist podcasts, Joe Rogan's friendly meet your friendly neighborhood fascist. What the fuck are we talking about? Joe Rogan is on the dirtbag left? Who? Who has put fucking Joe Rogan on the dirtbag left? Well, the dirtbag left is the latest infection, you see. Known members of the dirtbag left, including Sargon of Akkad, Nicholas J. Fuentes. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, yeah, Joe Rogan, known socialist advocate. Oh, absolutely. What, you become a member of the dirtbag left because you endorse Bernie? Does that make you a member of the dirtbag left now? Yeah, this is just boogeyman shit. This is fear-mongering. I don't know who Amy Therese is. Red Scare Pod? This is the... Used to be a co-host of Dead Pundit Society podcast. Now she's on What Is Left podcast. She did a girls chat podcast called What Is Strasserism? Cutthroat Marxist. Opinion on identity politics. Okay, so she's a class reductionist. I have no idea who this person is. If she's unironically advocating for Red-Brown Alliance shit, then fuck her, and I don't care about this person. The Crypto Strasserist podcast is again a reference to Chapo Trap House, who is not by any definition crypto-strasserist, and Joe Rogan isn't a leftist by any definition. The Chapo hosts, I mean, yeah, white supremacists less in the gonna turn everyone fash sense, more in the oh haha hey hey, isn't it cute when we make edgy jokes a way that just happens to reify and encourage virulent racism and misogyny. Who? What jokes have the Chapo bros made to encourage virulent racism and misogyny? Does this, I don't know how isolated or like what bubble this bitch lives in. You do realize that most everyone on Earth makes edgy racial and gender jokes, right? It's only that's serious. I'm not saying they're all racist, though they are. Almost every demographic of people on Earth makes some degree of dipshit edgy jokes that can, in some senses, reinforce prejudice. If you excise every single one of these people from your movement, then you're operating within an incredibly fucking narrow range of political advocacy, and you will never be able to reach most people. So what? Like everyone who makes edgy jokes is on a pipeline towards white nationalism? Nah, this person shouldn't be organizing. This person should not be organizing. This person reaffirms and reinforces everything wrong about left-leaning advocacy. They're projecting personal experiences and anecdotes onto broader political theory. They're using boogeyman terms like dirtbag left with no broader understanding of what it actually means to be a part of the dirtbag left or who is actually a part of it. They are making wild equivocacies by assuming that everyone who was a part of Occupy, who was later found to be reactionary, is reactionary because of white men on the left. This person is a horrible fucking political advocate. It's a fact of the matter, whether you like it or not, that Chapo Trap House's success speaks to the interests and the tendencies of a huge portion of the online left. And I have seen no evidence to indicate that that portion is all on a pathway towards the fucking alt-right. In fact, many people who currently enjoy Chapo Trap House were a part of the alt-right or far reactionary movements who got brought on board Chapo Trap House because Chapo is edgy, because edginess is a bridge that you build to build a similarity in rhetoric between you and the people you want to engage with. And I would expect a fucking political organizer to know a little bit more about outreach than what has been demonstrated in this thread. This is fucking embarrassing. And this person, I sincerely recommend, honestly, that they get the fuck off their high horse, go to fucking therapy so they can stop spending so much time in their life bitching about white men to the detriment of intersectional analysis, and stop bitching out of jealousy that Chapo is more successful. Honestly, we opened with a joke about Chapo making too much money. I know exactly where these feelings come from. Fuck off.